Welcome back, everyone, to Issues of Faith. We are talking with author Jeremy Cowart. He's the author of this book, I'm Possible, talking about overcoming fear. And he's from right here in Hendersonville. You see this book all over, Barnes & Noble everywhere. So thank you again for being here.
Sure.
All right, you were talking in the last segment about one of your ideas, which is radical, the Purpose Hotel. So walk us through what that is. You kind of told us how it came about. You just got these nudges, you felt like from God, and now, boom. You know, what is this?
So it's going to be a hotel where everything in the building is connected to causes and nonprofits. So for example, every room will sponsor a child and tell their story. And give maybe $1 a night to their child sponsorship. So if there's 200 rooms in the building, there's 200 children that are sponsored. The soaps and the shame places like Thistle Farms, who employ women out of trafficking or addiction or whatever, the artwork on the walls comes from humanitarian artists and photographers. When you upgrade your internet fee, that money is fighting human trafficking through International Justice Mission. Your blankets come from organizations that are similar, nonprofits around the world. That we'll have a charity water well in the lobby. Charity Water is a very famous nonprofit that builds wells all around the world. So we'll have one of their wells in our lobby. So the idea is that all these little, even the mini bar in your room will have Kind bars and Project 7 gum and all of these great nonprofits. So it's for people who want to make the world a better place, who love one of these organizations, but they may not know of all the others. But I believe that if somebody has a good heart, they're going to love all the organizations. So we're kind of putting everything under one roof so that when you stay here, your choice to stay here will affect people in need both locally in Nashville, domestically around the country, and overseas internationally. So our tagline for the hotel is change the world in your sleep. So just by staying here, you have done a lot of good around the world. And
how many locations, where do you envision the first ones to be?
The first one will be right here in downtown Nashville.
Okay, right here in Nashville.
Yeah, I'm a Nashville native, and we live here in Nashville, and so it just makes sense for many reasons. The biggest being Nashville as a city has a heart of gold. I really do believe the people here are so loving and kind, and I just don't think there's anywhere better to start than Nashville.
And this is, in essence, putting your money kind of where your heart is. You're kind of voting with your dollars. You want to influence the world, and you need a place to stay, and so this allows you to do both. Is it more expensive? I mean, how does that work?
So it is a for-profit hotel, just like every other hotel downtown. It is a normal functioning hotel in that way, and so yeah, I mean, it's considered an upper upscale luxury hotel. So we'll be on the similar to a Thompson Hotel or a Dream Hotel, or so it'll be competitive basically. But we have double and triple bottom lines, which is the people we're helping around the world.
And when do you envision it opening?
Right now, probably I would say 22. So we'll break ground next year, and then two-year build from there.
And how does that relate back to this book? I mean, again, this I'm Possible. Some people might have said that's impossible.
They did. They did, literally.
And so how does that relate back to what, people can take from that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive idea. You're talking hundreds, if not thousands of eventual employees. You're talking tens of millions of dollars. And at the time I had this idea, a freelance photographer, freelance artist working for myself with 0 employees. So for a freelance artist to build a $150+ million building and then more hotels down the line, a global hotel chain, that's a crazy thought, and there are already so many hotels that already exist, so many great brands, and so why do we need another hotel chain? Why do we, But for 3 years, I just couldn't get away from it. I knew it had to be done. It's not been done before. And so jumping into fear, I had to jump, I had to go for it. And I'm so grateful I did, because now it's happening. We have a huge team around us already, and people are going to be helped around the world forevermore because, we decided to jump in.
This is maybe kind of the future this kind of, it's for profit, but it's also looking to do some good, you know, and it's shedding a light on some of those things. In the book, you talk about whittling your life down to like a 30-minute sort of video, I guess, right? And how is that a valuable process? Why did you do that, and how is that a valuable thing?
Yeah, I mean, that's where the whole book started. It's really funny. My friend John Acuff a few years ago said, hey man, I want you to speak at my conference. I was like, whoa, again, I can't. I'm not a speaker. I don't do that. But because I'm an artist, I thought, man, it'd be really cool to draw a video, literally in Photoshop, that when I get on stage, the drawing comes to life and it animates and I narrate it like a movie. I'm the narrator and this is the movie. So I did it and I ended up crying because it's my life story. The crowd was crying. It was a big hit. And so then that accidentally launched a speaking career. So I've now presented this story all over the country. And then eventually an agent reached out and said, hey, that video needs to be a book, you know, and so now it's a book that's in stores nationwide. And again, jumping into fear. I can't do that, but I have an idea. What if I drew my talk and I'm just going to go for it and try it, and it worked really well. And I think it's worked really well because it's the only talk I've seen that has a literal movie the whole time playing. Most speakers, when they get up, they show slides and they talk, but this is me kind of presenting a full animation video. And so it's been really fun for even ADD people like myself to follow along as I speak and present the story.
Have there been times in your life, I mean, that's a great story, and you faced your fear and look what happened. And we would all hope that would happen to us. But can you look back, we don't have a ton of time, but can you look back on a time when you walked away from something and now you regret it? I mean, the fear kind of beat you down. Do you have that, or are you just always someone who's saying yes and kind of moving forward?
I mean, I certainly, I never like when people say I have no regrets, because of course I have regrets about whether relationships or decisions I made. But yeah, I've a few of the projects, I talk about one of them in the book. I spent 4 years building an app, a social network, and it ultimately failed with all the other thousands of apps that don't make it, you know, like unless you're the 4 big social networks, no one else really makes them. So yeah, we ultimately faded into oblivion. But even though it failed, I learned so much in those years about team building and marketing and branding and apps and technology that I'm so grateful for. And so I'll fail over and over and over again if I have to, if it involves learning and getting stronger and getting better.
And you talk about failing up in the book, and that's certainly something we should all try and do. I wanted to also talk about your kids, but we don't have a lot of time. You've adopted kids from Haiti. So that's remarkable. And so there's a lot more, that we could talk about. Jeremy Cowart, thank you for being here. Of course, great to talk to you. Thanks all of you for watching Issues of Faith. Have a great day, everybody.